Let me describe something that probably happened to you more times than you want to admit. You are on your phone, maybe it's late, maybe you're supposed to be working, right? And then you land on someone's page, someone who does something similar to what you do, or something that you've been trying to build. And then you start scrolling. You look at their numbers, you look at their income posts, you look at their testimonials, you also look at their confidence. You look at the way that they talk about what they do. Like it is so easy for them, like it all just came together. And something happens inside of you. You have this quiet voice that starts whispering, "You are too slow. You are not disciplined enough. You know, you should be further along by now. If you were really serious about this, you would be exactly where she is." If you've been there, you know exactly what I mean. And today I want to talk about that voice because that voice is not just painful, it is also lying to you. I want to be real with you about this. I compared myself constantly to other women in the online business space. I compared myself to coaches, consultants, content creators, service providers, women who were building in similar spaces, and they seemed to be doing it so much faster than me. And the story that I told myself every single time, it was that the gap between us, it was a gap in me. So I turned all that comparison inward, and then I said to myself that I was too slow, I was not disciplined enough, I was not consistent enough, I was not smart enough about my strategy, I was not working hard enough. And the comparison did not just make me feel bad, it made me feel like the problem was me, 100% me. Like if I could just fix something about myself, I would be able to close the gap. So I tried and I worked harder. I bought the courses. I followed the strategy. I changed my content. I even posted more. I showed up differently. And guess what? The gap was still there because I was trying to fix the wrong thing. Here's what comparison does that most people never examine closely enough. Comparison shows you someone's outcome without showing you their starting conditions. So you see her revenue, but you do not see her funding. You see her audience, but you do not see the team that she paid to build that audience or how long she's been building that audience. You see her consistency. You do not see that she does not have children or that her partner handles the household or that she has been doing this full time for 3 years longer than you have. You also see her confidence, but you do not see the years of therapy or the coach she pays monthly or the masterminds that she invested in that gave her the community and the accountability. You are trying to build alone. Comparison is not comparing equal things. It is comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel and then using the gap as evidence against yourself. And here's the specific lie that I had to call out in my own head. I would look at a woman in my space and she's making the kind of money that I want to make, that I aspire to make. And I would tell myself, oh, she is more disciplined than me. She is more strategic than me. She wants it more than me. She prays harder than me. And then one day I stopped and I actually looked at her situation. I stopped looking at her outcome, her situation. And I realized that she had resources that I did not have, time that I do not have, a support structure I did not have, capital that I did not have, circumstances that made certain things easier that for me required twice the effort. And I realized something that changed everything for me. If I had the same resources she had, I would probably be at her level or even further. So the gap was never about discipline. It was never about how much I wanted it. The gap was about starting conditions. And I had been spending all of my time trying to fix some kind of character flaw that I thought that I had. And that was never the real problem. So let me tell you what comparison actually costs, because it is not just an emotional cost. Every hour you spend looking at what someone else is building, it is an hour that you are not building yourself. Every piece of content you change because you saw someone else doing it differently and assumed that their way was better, it is momentum that you just gave away. And every time you tell yourself that you are too slow, you make a decision from that place and then you rush something. You skip something. Or you turn around and you change your offer completely. You even change your price. You even change your strategy. And sometimes you even change your goals. And not because it needed changing, but because comparison, it made you feel like something was wrong. Comparison does not just hurt your feelings. It costs you time, momentum. It also costs you clarity. And every single one of those is a resource that you absolutely cannot afford to waste. So here is the reframe I want you to carry out of this video. Comparison is not measuring what you think it is measuring. You think it is measuring effort, it is measuring discipline, it is measuring commitment. It is not. It is only measuring outcomes. And it is measuring outcomes from completely different starting conditions and using the difference in outcomes as a story about your character. That is not an accurate measurement. That is a setup. And here is what you should be measuring instead. Measure yourself against yourself. Where were you 6 months ago? What did you not know how to do then that you know how to do now? What were you afraid of then that you have done anyway since? What did not exist 6 months ago that you built? That is your real progress. And it has nothing to do with where someone else is. And here is the other thing I want you to see. The woman you are comparing yourself to does not have your story. She does not have your specific combination of experience and perspective. And she also does not have your cultural knowledge, your life experience, the things that you have survived, the specific people that you understand because you have lived what they are currently living. And the audience also that is waiting for you is waiting for you specifically, not a version of you that tried to close the gap between you and someone else that you are comparing yourself to. It's waiting for the actual you with your actual story, moving at your actual pace with your actual resources. That is the person they are looking for. And you cannot be her if you are too busy trying to be someone else. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you land on someone's page and then you feel that thing that start to happen, I want you to put the phone down. You're not going to put it down forever, just long enough to ask yourself, do I actually know her starting conditions? Do I know her resources? Do I know anything about her team, her timeline? Do I know what she carried to get there, the sacrifices she made to get there? And if the answer is no, then you are not comparing. You are just guessing. And you are using your guess to make yourself feel small. You can decide to stop doing that right now. And here is my personal lesson. The time that I spent comparing myself to other women, it was time that I was not building. And building, even if you're doing it slowly, even if you're doing it imperfectly, even with fewer resources than the person I was watching, it was always moving me forward. Comparison was keeping me still. And still is very expensive, more expensive than moving slow, more expensive than doing things imperfectly, and more expensive than anything except never starting at all. I'm Webley. I am a lunch and funnel strategist. And if you are building something real in your actual life with your actual resources on your actual timeline, this channel is exactly where you need to be. So I want you to hit subscribe and drop a comment below and tell me this. What story did comparison tell you about yourself that turned out not to be true? I want to read every single one of your comments, and with that, I will see you in the next video.